Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 29 minutes past 8 on Wednesday night. With a coupler for tomorrow again. Sort of an annoying day. On another day, we could have had 3 winners, or at least 1, or if not 2, if luck went our way. But the Gremlins was at us, I think. Sandy, Paradise, broke last. Broke far better the last day. Was up at the pace and used up the energy then to get up into mid-division. And then when it came to the cutaway, hadn't the toe to get away. We got place money, so 7 to 1. It was out 8 to 1 during the day. So made a bit of profit on that. And then the other one, Golden Mayflower, left the race behind. Inexperienced jockey, didn't know which way to go coming up the straight. I thought maybe he might catch it, but I thought Rueful was the danger, and I thought that we'd beat that, and we did. But a lightly raced horse just after only his second run in England after leaving Sheila Lavray won it. But that'll win a race. Sandy Paradise will win a race. And then there in the 8 o'clock, first time at 2 miles for that. I didn't know whether it'd be fit enough. 'Twas fit enough. Reardon to go. We made all before, and we were up at the pace all the time. We never were at the back of the pack before. So they changed tactics, thinking that they'd have the toe to catch Earl of Tyrone in the straight, and they didn't. The forecast paid great. It paid 11.85. So I made a little profit on the race, even though I had a good bet on the one that was a second. But anyway, what can we do when you try to pick the winner, and even when they don't win? Bit of home or housework first, or housekeeping. Couple of new ones on the bus. Gary Powell isn't long on it. Deepak Binda. And I was to give a shout out to Derek Kelly from Monaghan. I met him in Leopardstown. Met him in Croke Park there recently as well, with a nephew of mine. Shout out to John James McMullen. He's Conor McMullen's dad. Conor is in the Shrudies section of the bus. I think he gives an odd good tip. I think the first one he gave last year was a winner in Ballinrobe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Conor. So John James, he said, watches in every night. That's good to know. Where the donations for the Injured Jockeys Fund that can be seen, they go through Just Giving. Anyone that wants to have a browse, they should be up. And it's Paula Baldwin's turn this month. She's nominated by Bob R. So if she can nominate a charity this month, I'll give €100 and I'll be giving 50 again to the English Jockeys Fund this time, even though I gave them 50 last month. I gave 100 to the Irish and 50 to the English. Every second month we rotate it. I think that's about it. Anyway, we'll move along swiftly, as they say. Tomorrow, a horse that caught my eye the last time, it opened there at 3 to 1, or sorry, at 7 to 2, is into 3 to 1. The Thecornerhouse for Julie Cashin. This ran very well, I thought, the last time. It was gambled on from 14s into 4s, and it looked all over a winner coming round the turn for home. If you stopped it at the furlong pole, you'd say, yeah, that's going to win. Maybe the heavy ground got to it, but it's lightly raced. The last winner she had actually was in Thurles as well, with the same jockey. It was last November. I thought that might do the business tomorrow. There's a couple there from this Maggie Walsh. That showed a nice turn of foot the last time, coming from last to first. It was in a maiden hurl. And there was a horse in the race as well on its first run for Sneezy Foster, Rideau Canal. But it's their first time in a handicap, so I don't know how well they're handicapped. But the connections of the Thecornerhouse knows, with the money going down the last time, I think that it's their view that they have a good handicapped horse there. So I thought that would be a win bet tomorrow at 3 to 1. And then a horse in Doncaster. Shane Loader was it that's going to Doncaster. This is a horse that we backed the last day. And he traded 1 to 6 in running. He had a great run the time before after coming from France to James Ewart. But he's after having wind surgery, so something must have happened to him in the straight. He went 1 to 6 before the jump at the second last. He looked all over a winner, but he tied up. So hopefully the wind surgery tomorrow will have rectified whatever ailment he had.
Heroique de Maulde has travelled sweetly for Brian Hughes on the outside in second place. Just don't know his next. Heltenham Green Sleeves. These are miles clear contra order, and that's the open ditch, and that was 4 from home. Foussin from Heroique de Maulde, and then Just Don't Know and Heltenham making the approach to the final quarter of a mile. 3 to jump, and Foussin is trying to hold on to the lead from Heroique de Maulde. Has been asked to pick up. Just Don't Know still in there pitching, and Heltenham's not out of it, staying on. So the front quartet are miles clear of the others who are headed by contra order. That was the second last. Heltenham Just Don't Know rallying, and then Heroique de Maulde, they've gone clear of Foussin, heading down towards the final fence. Just Don't Know and Heltenham coming to the last from Heroique de Maulde, about a length and a half away. It's a slow motion finish. Just Don't Know, Heltenham, Heroique de Maulde closest to the running rail, and it's Heltenham and David England now striding on, going a few lengths in advance of Just Don't Know back in second. But this,
he had a very good promising run the time before as well, and lightly ran. So we moved to an each way horse in Bite That in the 205 at Thurles. This won for us last. When was it? It was in Tremor anyway, on the 15th of August. Yeah, the 14th of August. This is a full brother to Beat That, who won a grade 1 over jumps. Beat actually Don Pauly in Punchestown, I think it was 2014. And it's a half brother to Mike Bite, who was second in a Gold Cup to Native River. But this it's out of Milan, and it likes good ground. As you see, when it won before, it was good ground. It was rated 92. The last couple of times it ran on heavy. You'd have to say it's only a 7-year-old trained by Pat Flynn. It opened 8 to 1 a while ago. Let's see what price is it. Into 6s now, so it's a bit of money. They're paying 4 places as an each way bet. I wouldn't mind getting this on the buzz for the simple reason, if it didn't win tomorrow, if it was placed itself, the drier the ground gets for this, the better. So it'll be a spring horse. So bit of money for that, pretty good enough sign. There's 2 interesting horses in Doncaster. We backed that Revels Hill the last time it ran in a good class race, but it was over fences. It was in that London National, the weekend of Fairy House. But it had a great run the time before, but the trip was too short to your darling in Ascot. That was 2 miles 3. And then the last time it seemed to be too far, but it stayed on well in Sandown, and it was at the back of the pack the whole way. I don't know why are they just giving it a run tomorrow to get it ready for something in Cheltenham or what. But anyway, there was someone else going to Doncaster tomorrow. 3 places in that, it could be worth the bet, an each way bet. And there's a favourite, not a favourite I was taken on with Half the Freedom, won a race the last time, but it was in that race that Clay that bombed out yesterday was in. And this, although it was well bet, Glory Bridge, it was Paramount that won, and Paramount is a decent joke. Actually, we missed it the last day. Well, it won at 1 to 2, I think, but we had back to the time before at 5 to 2 and it went off odds on, and it skated in the last day. But it's lightly raced. It won a bumper first time out. So anyone that wins a bumper, you'd imagine that it's well enough in. It should be at 92, coming back from wind surgery for the second time. That horse, Half the Freedom, it wasn't a great race now that he won the time before in Doncaster. So I thought maybe for the people that's going to Doncaster tomorrow, there's two that might help you out. So for the people of Antrim that I met last weekend, I met the Agnews, Matthew and Tom. We might give a blast to this and see how it goes. Far across yonder blue lies a true fairyland, with the sea rippling over the shingle and sand, where the gay honeysuckle is luring the bee, and the green glens of Antrim are calling to me. If only you knew how the lamp of the moon turns a blue Irish bay to a silver lagoon, you'd imagine the picture of heaven it would be, where the green glens of Antrim are calling to me. Soon I hope to return to my own cushioned doll. 'Tis the one place for me that can outshine them all. Sure I know every stone, I recall every tree, where the green glens of Antrim are calling to me. I would halt at a cabin close down by the shore, and I'd knock with my heart at that wee cabin door, while the sun showered gold in the lap of the sea, and the green glens of Antrim were smiling at me. There's another county out of the way, and the Agnews were very good company, and I hope to see them again sometime. So bash the bookies, over and out.